video this morning. Today is October the 26th and we are going to be drawing a dark lane, or we're going to be driving down a dark lane and drawing it. Well, I won't be driving, but you know what I mean. I thought this was a very good nocturnal image. It wasn't easy to find dark lane images, and I probably should have taken a drive. Would have been nice also, I think, to take a drive with the colors, but you probably wouldn't have seen the colors anyway. This reminds me of England. I'm not 100% sure if it is in England, but we have this image and then we have this image as well. So I like them both. Really great value studies. So if you want to do these images with me, that would be fantastic. Hello, good morning. I see some of you are joining. Let me know who's here in the chat and we will get started. Maybe able to do a couple of these. And I think I'm going to be painting, so I want to get some paints out. I have my water ready. Maybe I'll do a gouache with acrylic white paint, and I'm going to start with this one. Good morning, Meryl. How are you? All right, let's get started. Today is Thursday. I don't think Dylan has a live today. Does anybody know if he has a live? I know Shannon's been doing her bird lives and they've been great. I've been missing them all because it's the time when I have to either pick up my daughter or she comes home, she needs food in between her going to dance. Hi, C. Hello, Marianne. Nice of you all to join. It is raining here. I need some sunshine. It has been raining all night long. So if you've got some sunshine, send it over to us. We are almost at the end of our month. And then we head into November. All the prompts. Folktale Week, Gouache-vember. I'm going to add the prompts and then post it today. You could also take the Folktale Week prompts and do them in gouache. That would be a good idea too. I'm going to be working with collage for Folktale Week because I have a lot of papers that I could use, and I'm going to be working in as an altered book because I really enjoyed that the past 2 years that we've been doing it. Amy says, hello, rain here too. Yeah, lots of rain. All right, so let's see, driving down a dark lane. Let's get started. I have gouache here and I'm going to just mix on my paper, I think, right here, and get some white on here so that I can get started with this and get the values that I want. Maybe I'll mix up a few different values just so that I have them here. And then the darkest doesn't need any value. I'll make this one a little bit more. Now I could use black acrylics, but I put all my acrylics away, so I'm going to use gouache and mix it in. Hello, Louise. How are you? Good morning, good morning. All right, I'm going to put down some very dark, which actually is not as dark as I want it. I may have to use a little bit of ink as well to mix in, or just layer a little bit, I think. We also have the black of the paper, so if I am conscious of that, I could use that. All right, I'm going to mix in this one and then just take my paintbrush, which has some color in it, and the lighter. All right, so we have our 3 values there. I think we could do one more. I'm going to take some paint off my, and make this one a little bit darker, because I can use the black directly from my palette for the black, or just leave the paper as is and work in between, which could be tricky because we want that black to be black, and probably we'll end up using ink. What paper do I use? Like for here, just whatever I have on my on here. I should probably use a plate so I can reactivate it, but because I'm using acrylic white, not a good idea. All right, I'm going to start with my lightest values first and make sure my brush isn't dripping in water, and just block that in up here. I just have paper on my desk, which I had from yesterday's class, and it's just regular paper, but because it's going to dry, and then I can use it for collage. So I'm looking wherever the brightest lights are. They're going to be covered. A lot of them are going to be covered, but I want them coming through the trees as well. And I'm going to have to make it a little bit more moody anyway. Okay, I'm just going over my acrylic. It should be drying slowly. Oh, in my sketchbook. This is the Hanamule bamboo sketchbook. I thought the Hanamule paper would be similar, like everyone raves about Hanamule, and I got the bamboo, which is not my favorite paper, so that's why I put acrylic. When we prepped the pages, I just took black acrylic and then scraped it on so it's flat and there's no bleed through to the other page, and it creates a sealed page for me to work on. Surface, that's the word I wanted, surface. All right, I'm just going over this a little bit. See how it's lifting? I don't want it to be lifting. All right, down here is going to be a little bit darker, like just a tiny bit darker. Definitely going to have to go over this because I can see that it's not covering as much as I want it to. Go a little bit darker. I'm going to use my air dryer, not hair dryer. Yes, Louise, just regular black acrylic. Although I do buy out materials, I do also like to use what I have in my studio. So if I have, you know, basically black acrylic is very similar to black gesso because it's the latex base. And I've never used black gesso, so that would be something new for me. I have the white gesso, and do I have clear gesso too? I think, no, I have the white, or maybe that's just clear gesso. All right, need to get it darker, and I did mix up colors on this piece of paper, but that wasn't very smart either because it's drying and it's acrylic, so I can't reactivate it. All right, this also needs to be a lot darker. There's a little bit of a shine on the road. Get that in this color. Really doesn't need to be bright, bright. Ah, you're doing collage. Today you're doing collage? Yes, it's very messy. Are you doing collage for this one? Like for this prompt? Okay, I'm going with a little bit of a darker value. Getting some of these trees in. My brush is pretty dry, so I can create some textures. You just have to move your brush around so that you don't get exactly the same marks. A lot of this is going to be covered, but I want the edges to look like trees rather than a brush stroke. You can see a little bit of the trunks as well. And this needs to be darker over here. Who's drawing with us today? Anybody? Oh, and I just sent out 2 Patreon meets for this weekend. No, I was supposed to send them out yesterday. I don't know where the time goes. So one is for Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and the other one is for Sunday at 10 a.m. If you are doing Beth Spencer's meet, hers is at 9 a.m. on Saturday. It's going to be a busy day, but I really want to do hers. Is it Adam? I want to say Adam Ming. I can't remember his name, but Illustrator is going to be joining her, so that's going to be fun. And hers runs from 9, I think, to 10, so I can do a little bit of it, and then I have virtual art retreat, so I'll do as much as I can of that as well. So it'll be a busy morning, but it'll be a great morning. So we'll have, but we're still in Egypt. Yesterday we did a couple of market scene, well, we did one market scene in Egypt, and then we also did a street scene, which I can't grab for you because it is under a whole bunch of papers and everything is going to fall down. All right, there are some longer limbs of those trees in this value, so I want to get those in. I'm just looking for my line brush. Oh, here it is. Let's get some of these in. Just have to get my paint to a consistency that when I put it over my page, that it has a nice feel to it. Let's add a little bit of dark to that. I think the paint underneath is still wet. Good morning, Janan. How are you? And C says yes. Not sure what the yes was for, but yes. Yes, you're painting. Yes, it's going to be a busy day on Saturday. Yes, you got the meats. I don't know what the yes was for. Our meet on Saturday, actually, if people are here and not a Patreon, I think most of you are, but we are drawing flowers. You can be as abstract as you want. I have added flowers with people and I have added flowers without people because I know some people love drawing people, so I added those, both of those. I'm thinking I may go a little bit more abstract and make some gift cards with the images. It's sometimes nice to have images, like abstract images, and then add words on top. If you're doing a gift card, like have a great day, have a colorful day. I don't know, like if you're working with flowers, anything that's related to beautiful colors, and it could be a get well soon card. Okay, I'm going to put some more limbs of the trees in here as it gets a little bit darker. And then also up here, there's a darker limb that I want to get in. And then also some foliage. And just being a little bit more particular about the shapes with this smaller brush and the silhouettes. Really, it's a whole bunch of different silhouettes and different values when you're drawing things like trees. Whoops, that one. Let's change that shape. So all the darker branches are the ones that are closer to you, and all the lighter ones are the ones further away. Louise says, ooh, flowers my favorite. Yeah, I feel like after a month almost of nocturnal images, I need some color. So I'm really looking forward to just mixing up some beautiful colors and being a little bit more abstract in my application. I've been doing a lot of figures as well recently, so I think it'll be nice just to not have to think. Also, it'll be 7 a.m. in the morning. It's an early one, but you know, I mean, it's 7 a.m. now, like it's the same time. We're just in front of the camera. You don't have to have your camera on either, by the way. Like if you feel like it's too early for you, if you're in the same time zone as me, or even earlier like Meryl or Scott, you know, don't feel like you have to put your camera on if you don't want to. In our meets, it is super relaxed. You don't have to have your camera on, or if you don't want to, you can just chat in the chat, and you don't even need to say anything if you don't want to. However works for you. And Louise says a big yes for abstract. Yes. And I'll let you know how I'm going to go about it, but you know, everyone goes about abstraction in a different way. I like having some kind of structure in my abstract work if I do any abstract work, and just really in my brain, like how to go about it. That's all I mean by structure. It doesn't mean that it's going to turn out like that, but an idea is important for me to kind of follow. I think I probably could have put a few more groupings of midtones in here, but I didn't. I'm just going to get some of this darker value up here with smaller silhouetted leaves. This tree looks like it's falling down. I think I need to add maybe a limb that is going to bring it over a little bit so it looks like, you know, the tree has some balance to it. Okay. That works a little bit better. And then there is, okay, I need to focus a little bit on the road down here. So there's a little bit of the road, the verge of the side of the road. And then all this needs to be a lot darker. I think I'm going to actually, I'm going to make, I need to make this a little bit moodier, so I'm going to take a slightly darker value. I can go over this area. Oh, that's a little bit too dark. It's better. And just pull this up slightly. And then make the road curve round a little bit more. I know it's looking a little bit like I've messed up, but we're gonna get it back. I just need this to be a little less bright. I want the top to be bright still. I want it to be a little foggier. Okay, and a little bit more white on the road there. I've just changed my perspective slightly. Mine goes up a little bit and theirs comes down. Just trying to create that mood in this round a little bit. Okay, and then right here is going to be a little bit lighter because the road looks a little damp. Sometimes a brush just doesn't cut it. You know when you want that like smear, and that's where oil paints is probably much better than acrylics. Just to get that glaze going. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, it's a good picture for a value study for sure. For sure. I still have to do a lot though. Still a lot needs fixing. I want it, even though it's not very obvious in the photo, I want that feel of the bend that goes around over there. You can tell this is England because they're cat's eyes. I'm not sure other countries. Maybe Germany has cat's eyes. Where else? I don't know if Spain and... yeah, I'm sure they do. Spain and France and Italy. If you zoom in, you can see them. See? These are called cat's eyes. So at night, and I'm not sure why it's not working, maybe it's the other way, they reflect your lights at night, so they light up. It's like a runway. So good. So much better to drive at night over there when you have a guide like that. Okay, a little bit darker on the edge here. And then I need to get some trees in around here and change the shape also of these right here. Pull that in a little bit. Marianne says we have them on certain roads. Oh, I did not know that. See, we don't have them here in Ontario because of the snow. And the snow plows would just break, I think. So that's why we don't have them here. I wish we did, though. I wish they could figure out a way to get them to have them. I don't know how you guys have them, but they are great. I'm going to go slightly darker on the trees here and just soften these. A lot of it is about texture as well. When you're doing a value study like this, not seeing everything, how, like, not making it super sharp. Marianne says, so true, they get ripped up by the plows. Well, maybe they just account for that, right? Good morning, Jen. How are you? Nice of you to join this morning. And look at all of you with your thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. This is dried over here, so I can put a little bit of detail. And darken the verge up here a bit as well. I'm going to take a dry brush and just take my mid-tone and just go into this area of light a little bit. Doesn't need to be as full. And then take a little bit of lighter area and just brush it over on the other side. And try and get those textures as well of the road. Jennifer says, drawing architectural drawings this morning. Really wish I could paint right now. Oh, Jen. I know. You gotta do the work, I guess. And if you're teaching too, right? So it's easier to get it all done in the morning. I took away that light. I'm gonna darken this again. Use a lot of brushes. I can dull that too a little bit. thought I could do 2 today. I guess I'm not doing 2 today. Ah, yes. Thanks, Jen. Jen says she's drawing architectural drawings, but she gets good company because she's drawing with us. That's nice. Ooh, that was a big clump of of gouache I picked up there. I'm gonna add that to the side here. You can see it's like clumpy. That's strange. I think it's because it's at the bottom of this pan, and I've lifted it up a little bit. Let's just not make this as black. All right, I need to get the trees in over here as well and get those silhouettes in, and then I think I am slowly getting there. I don't really like this tree back here, but I can't really do too much about it because it is back there. Let's see if I can just clean up the line slightly. Tricky because I don't know if I can get the same value. Also, there are some leaves on these trees back here too. And some very small branches. All right. And yes, now I have to look at this area here. So I'm going to get a bigger brush and get the bulk of the black in, and then add smaller details. There are tiny little flecks of light as well on some of these leaves. I'm not sure if that would even show up after the fact when I've done this, so I'm going to have a look and see if it's worth putting those on as well. And get these tiny leaves on. Ah, yes. So they do get ripped up as well by plows, Marianne said, and Jennifer says, um, oh no, C said Maine has a manhunt going on right now. We had a mass shooting. Oh no, that's awful. C, that is awful. So terrible. Sorry about that, C, to have that in Maine. I do not listen to the news first thing. I usually read the news to see what's going on because I can't deal with that first thing in the morning. I mean, that's affecting you because it's really close to you. That's scary. But yeah, I try to start my day off in my bubble, and then usually it pops with, you know, information that's in the world. It's probably a little ignorant of me to do that, but it's how I cope, and I think, you know, you have to do what you do to cope through this world, in this world. Okay, I think on this side too I have to get some silhouettes in as well. And then also up here there's one branch that is very dark that I can put in. Has anybody heard from Esty this morning? Need to connect with Esty, see if she's okay. Do we have a birthday today? It's the 26th. I'm thinking there is a birthday today. Oh, and I don't have my book with the birthdays in. Does anybody have recognition of or memory of a birthday being on the 26th? Or is it the 28th? Oh, I think it's somebody's birthday today. I mean, it's obviously somebody's birthday today, but I think someone from our group. All right, well, I will go upstairs after and have a look, because I wrote them all down in my calendar book and not on my calendar, which wasn't very smart. We still have 15 minutes left. This is going to be too dark. Let's put a tiny, tiny little bit of white in here. So I just use black and white, but I think I picked up a lot of color from my palette for this. So, you know, that's something to be aware of as well. If you're mixing in a palette or mixing paints and you have other paints nearby, you may pick up different hues of other colors as well. Ooh, that was a lot of paint. winter is October 28th. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. That's on Saturday, I think. Is it Saturday? Okay, so my trees are a little bit different to the ones that are in the picture. I also changed this behind here a little bit, and I'm just looking. I don't like this area, so I'm going to correct that. Just try and get the same value. That's not going to be easy, but I will try. It's a little bit too dark. Because that looked a little rough. I mean, I could do another layer of a little slightly darker value. Let's try that. We have a little bit of time. Just makes it a little bit more interesting, and looks like there are more trees over there that of a slightly darker value than this one. No, that's not. Okay. Well, see, I hope they find the guy or the girl, the manhunt. I guess it could be a woman hunt as well. I hope they find them. Is this too dark? It may be too dark. Let's go slightly lighter. I have to also see how it is when it dries. Need a tiny little brush for specific areas within the trees. Oh, and I was going to try putting a little bit of light on these ones as well. All right. Let's just make sure that's blended there. Okay, so if you zoom in, you can see just on some of these trees there's a little bit more light, and when you look at the value, it's not white, but it is lighter, and I would say it's very similar value to over here maybe. So maybe the color that I just put down is light enough to let's see, yeah, I think it's light enough actually. Don't need it everywhere, just where the light is catching the tops really. There, and then I think I need to correct this slightly here too. The veg. These are all tiny little things that you probably don't need to think about. But because I have time, I am. Oh, it's a guy. Thanks, C. This needs to be darker. I don't really love this. I'm going to make this tree a little bit darker. And this tree here as well. And then darken in between so it's not as light. There. I think I'm done. Maybe I'll put a few more little dark areas up here. You could play all day with this. Thank you, Janan. Have a great day. I have a little feet walking in. I have a little feet walking in, love. Oh, you hear a little feet walking in. Nice. Love this piece. Thank you. Thank you, Janan. And Louise says, I have gone in with some paint over the collage and mine is looking very, looking very abstract. I look forward to seeing it. Still think my trees are a little bit off on the, maybe it's because, let's just correct this because it looks a little bit wonky and I think it's because of this area. I'm just going to take this and pull it down here a little bit. Because this side of the page, I can make it a little bit rougher. I think that's a little bit better. It just was a little bit wonky. And also, looking at this now also, I just want to keep changing stuff. I'm going to just put this, the side, the verge. There. Okay, I didn't even breathe through that part. Should always breathe, you know. This one doesn't need it. That one a little bit duller. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you everybody for watching. And hopefully you've been painting as well, so I look forward to seeing your painted pieces. Remember to use the hashtag Char's Art Class 1023 so that we can all see them, and also Char's Art Class. And I hope you all have a really good day. So today, I'm not sure if Dylan is going to be live, but Shannon will be live at, oh, I don't know if I like that bit there now. Oh no, I need to change it. Okay, I'm not going. I've got 3 minutes. I just looked at it in my image. I'm going to correct it, and hopefully I don't budge it up. Shannon will be live at 3. I don't know if Dylan is live today. And then the Visual Arts Passage is probably doing spooky again. Not loving spooky. I'm just, you know what? I am 50 and I need my brain to not go places where it doesn't need to go. So I'm not sure if I'll do it today, but I'll see. I will see. You never know. Depending on the reference photos, I will have a look at the reference photos and see if I like them. That could even be lighter. My goodness, I'm seeing so many things now. So many things. Just want to soften this edge slightly. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. I could get really nitpicky. Probably shouldn't. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, C. Have a really good day, everybody, and stay safe. Bye, everyone.